Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Greatly appreciate the request here. I believe it was Providence71 requested this coin. So thank you very much again. If you're part of my Discord, jumping over to our request section, feel free to post a coin. I'll go ahead and cover it. Typically able to get to that when I'm not feeling terrible. Okay. Truth be told, I wasn't feeling so good yesterday. Still a little bit off today. You can maybe hear it in my voice, but regardless, we'll go ahead and see if we can power through here. So if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I do love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today, and if you do, comment below, like, subscribe, follow the whole 9 yards, help us grow our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Congrats to our community members here last month for a fantastic premium signals response there. In other words, got a lot of good feedback there, very happy to help, and happy it worked out well for you. If you got in late in the month and you caught one of these stop losses, don't worry, it all averages out. We are very, very profitable month in, month out. Yeah, so again, be sure to check that out, cryptocash.tech, link down below, and just curiosity here, because I got the question a lot. How's the Premium Plus group doing? Well, we're milking the Solana the Solana shorts there, pretty good there. If you can see, both groups we're taking some healthy profits from Solana on the way down and SUI on the way up. Okay. So, anyways, thanks again so much for the feedback, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Also, quick heads up, going to be introducing a new exchange on Monday. They have a fantastic situation where there's no KYC, no VPN. It's great for our American users as well as our Canadians. And just know that I'll be providing those details. They're going to have a little bit of a promotion when we get started. So heads up on that. That's coming on Monday. Now, when it comes to cake, what we're going to talk about is, first of all, retracement. First of all, we take the most recent low to the most recent high. Okay, I pulled the charts from, or the fibs from lower to the highest point here, right? This basically gives us 0.5 as the center point. Now, if you're not familiar, 0.5 is a common retracement zone. As you can see, the price pulled back and essentially is holding strong and wicked down twice, but hasn't broken below that level. Okay. So truth is, there's a good chance we should see the next leg up here soon. We got somewhat of an Elliott Wave pattern here forming, but we should be able to see one more higher high. Okay, so there's a great chance we will see that 1.69, basically just 1.7 level retested. We do want to look at some liquidity levels here on the 4-hour. Doesn't look like there's a tremendous amount. We have some fair value gap down below, but if we look at the daily here too, we got some previous fair values that have been filled. At least one just got halfway filled, and a secondary one too. So truth is, there's a lot of meat left on the bone here, so wouldn't be surprised if we see another leg up here. This is day number 2 of this continuation. And as I mentioned before, and you saw that with Solana here too recently, if you saw any of my videos, it was printing 3 white soldiers. Today's a 4th red day. Very, very common. So today being a secondary increase, it would be remiss if the price doesn't continue up at least one more day before it pulls back. Okay? So that's kind of where we're at there. We're going to look at some healthy continuation patterns too, see if it is healthy versus unhealthy, because that's a lot of movement in a short amount of time, right? We want to make sure to see if that's worthwhile. But if we take a look at the RSI, we can see we're up over 70, which is standard. If you look at its history, whenever it comes up over 70, it doesn't stay up there for very long. 1, 2, 0. This is the longest time here, and that was maybe 5 days. There's about 4-day stint here back in August, and most recently we saw about 4 more days here. Okay, so we're up over RSI 1 day. And when I say up over RSI, I'm referring to 70. Sorry, I kind of skipped that. If you've seen my videos, you'll know that being above that level, there's typically a larger continuation potential. Okay? So again, if you look at past history, though, when the money flow index is high, the price stays above that level for some time. Okay, so I'm willing to speculate we're going to see the RSI, the price above 70 on the RSI, stay there for another 4 or 5 days. Okay? Now, does that imply the price is just going to shoot to the moon? No, but it does imply the price isn't going to pull back dramatically and retrace. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin drops to 30,000. This coin very well could do the same thing as far as downward momentum. You got to understand, this coin is doing very well, contrary to most other coins in the market, and that's a good sign. That's an outlier, but it doesn't imply that it's going to just continue if the rest of the market goes to garbage. Okay, so just please understand that. So there's some things you need to recognize there. We are also getting rejected by the 200-day SMA tentatively, so 1.55 could very well be the resistance level. Okay, so that's somewhat of a concern. But if we look at the other moving averages on smaller time frames, we're above all 3. That's pretty standard. So it makes sense we're rejecting at this level here. It would make more sense for the price to continue upwards just based on how strong it has become. If we take a look at the T sequential, we're about at 7 here. So we've got another 2 or 3 more candlesticks before we see a potential pullback. Now what we want to look at, though, to confirm this is the volume. Okay, so if you look at this volume, let's pull these fibs off here just for a second so you can see that. Look how much volume we have there. This candle right here is essentially a red candle, right? Somewhat of a doji candle. You can see it wicked up and wicked down, but closed close to the middle. That tells me that we are more likely to continue higher because we have such a large amount of volume here that when there was a significant amount of selling pressure, there's an equal amount of buying pressure too. Okay? So a lot of times when you look at volume, you can kind of see like a significant volume uptick. When that happens and you see the price action staying or remaining roughly the same, that's a good sign in the sense of the fact that it should continue further up based on the fact that there was a lot of support there. Okay, and look how much volume we have here. Almost the same amount of volume as in the last this is roughly 10 days worth of trading right here. We see almost the same amount of volume in the last 12 hours. That's pretty significant. Okay, so again, all the more reason why the price action should continue upwards from here. While we are slightly overextended, it's not super unhealthy. And let's talk about that too, because I like to make sure to acknowledge that. When you look at smaller time frames and you look at kind of the pattern of how things are forming, right? Because patterns, they're pretty significant indicators in trading. Okay? Now, in other words, what I'm getting at here is if the price just goes like this, we can expect it to go like this, right? It's going to come straight down because it went straight up. But if you went up and over and you consolidate just a little bit, and you go up and over and you consolidate and retrace a little bit, and up and over and up and over, like you're doing very well for yourself. So this is a very healthy continuation, and all the more reason why I feel like the price would be more likely to increase than decrease from here. Now, am I a breakout trader? Do I recommend taking a long at 156? No, I don't. I'd much rather wait for a pullback to some of these lower levels and take entry myself. But this absolutely does have a lot of reasons why it should continue higher, pending the market doesn't take a complete garbage nosedive. And what I mean by that is if we take a look at Bitcoin, it's taken a bit of a garbage nosedive. So we're expecting Bitcoin to pull back. There's no other way around it. Okay? And if that is the case, you can expect this coin to possibly do the same. But if Bitcoin just say rallies to 35,000, what do you think Cake's going to do? It's going to rally to try to break its most recent high here, which is the 200-day SMA, right there at about 153. It's also going to try to retest its previous levels here, right? So if you take a look at some of these previous levels, we saw some support and resistance right here. We probably should see somewhere in the range of 177 retested. Okay? Let's go ahead and draw this out too. I should have done this earlier, but this just kind of gives us perspective on support and resistance levels based on previous highs and lows. Okay? So you can kind of see here the price wicked down, low, 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 and then it turned high, 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 right? So these are three levels we want to pay attention to. In other words, we want to pay attention to 177, probably going to be a resistance level for us. We want to pay attention to 163. That's one of these Fibonacci levels that's already been tested. And of course, pay attention to this moving average here too. Okay? So we can close above this moving average today. I think we have a strong chance of retesting these upper levels here. Okay? So again, I'll post this on my playout charts on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord account. Once again, congrats to our community members for some awesome trades in October. Very well done. Super happy that that worked out well for you and us. But more important at this point here, I want to just kind of recognize that we are in a situation right now where the price of Bitcoin is going to correct itself. In fact, it looks like we just got some updates here. Look, Solana, we just hit our third profit target, 31%, and another target here as well for Solana there for target 3. So really cool stuff. Really, really happy that's working out. But yeah, I think Cake's more likely to increase than decrease. It sounds kind of crazy to say, considering the market circumstances. You do got to recognize, of course, Bitcoin drops like a rock. We could see a correction for this coin, but the amount of volume we're seeing right now at this upper level is pretty stark and more likely to increase from here. Okay, so all right, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something here today. Comment below, like, subscribe, follow. Greatly appreciate all the support. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one.